Like, I feel so bad saying that. Like, I feel like the word weird is just so inherently negative now. But the word the word itself just means unusual. Right. So like, he was just such an unusual kid that I don't actually know if any of it ever really bothered him, because he just never he never really showed anything. But there was a couple of kids like that. Like, one kid was...
Oh, I forgot how much Emolga's a piece of fucking shit. I forgot.
Yeah.
How bad.
Like, there was one kid who wore, like, Michael Jackson knee-high black leather boots to school all the time, and, like, the gloves with the fingers cut out.
Yeah.
Like... But he was, like, intentionally weird. Like, he knew he...
Yeah, self-aware, like, I'm just kind of unique about it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but he also tried to be as weird as possible. Which is like, okay, as long as you're happy, dude.
Right.
But... yeah. I don't know what that kid's deal was, but...
I think this is it. Okay. I'm gonna derail your... Well, did you have like a final point? Okay.
No, I just thought of that kid and wanted to share that story.
So here's the fucking thing. That this is my I'm stopping playing the game because I'm this serious about it.
Okay.
Black and White is literally, I feel like I've been fighting the same 3 Pokemon over and over again. I think that's my problem. I think that's the base problem. Is it's like, okay, so you'll have some Pokemon in between, but it never stays that way. Like, I'm in Chargestone Cave, I'm fighting Electric-type Pokemon, Rock-type Pokemon, cool. Except for I don't, because sometimes they throw in a fucking Patrat evolution at me. And it's just like, they just throw in Patrat and Emolga just to be fucking annoying. Because and they spam the same 2 moves, and none of them ever get any better, and I just feel like I'm fighting the same fucking Pokemon. I feel like this is the 12 millionth Emolga I fucking fought. And all he does is paralyze you and use double team. And it'd be fine if he just slaughtered my team, but he doesn't. He just elongates the battle to make it never fucking end. It just always feels like every battle is never ending. I feel like I take so long doing all this shit. Look at how many times he's using double team in a row, and that's every time.
I know, he sucks.
But then, that's fine.
Fair.
But then why is it... I don't know why I switched to QT.
Yeah, I used...
Why is it every area has to have 5 of them? You know what I mean?
Well, in absolute fairness, I see your point, but this is also the first one you've fought here, so...
Right, but the Patrat evolution had like 10 in Chargestone Cave, which is not an area that primarily had that type Pokemon, which is even weirder. And now we're in an area where it's primarily Ghost-type Pokemon, and they just need to throw in Emolga because he's a piece of shit. And that's it.
Fair. By the way, Big Sniff is going to evolve in a level.
And that's not to say, and it's just, look, the static, like, what do I do? There's nothing that, it's just annoying. It's always annoying.
Yeah, but there are ways to avoid that. You can, like, if you use an attack that's not physical, like, that doesn't actually
but I shouldn't have to prepare for that every single time.
Right.
Like, I shouldn't have to go into when I go into this area, I'm like, okay, let me prepare for Ghost-type Pokemon real quick. And then I prepare for Ghost-type Pokemon, and I get this? That's so, like... I can't even hit him. I can't hit this Pokemon. Because he used Double Team a fuck ton of times, and it's not even that it's, like, fun. It's just, like... It'd be fun if it was every once in a while. But every area has had either a Patrat evolution that I can never remember the name of, or an Emolga. Yeah. And at least, like, 5 or 10 of them. It's so infuriating, and it just elongates every battle. Yeah. And it's like, oh, let me put all of your Pokemon to sleep. Let me paralyze them all. Let me do all that. So I'm not gonna kill your Pokemon. We're just gonna sit here for a long fucking time. and you just have to deal with it.
I definitely see your point.
It definitely, feels, but also it feels like it's been 75% of this game has been those two Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's also not exclusive to this game. But I do see your point.
But I don't see that problem with Gens 1 through 4. Fuck.
I feel like if you would, when was the last time you played them? I'm not accusing you of like blinders or anything like that.
A while ago, but I see what you're saying, and from my memory, it feels like they'll have the same Pokemon in every, but it'll be like Rattata or Raticate or something you can easily, you just have like a one-shot to kill those Pokemon. It's not fucking like status affliction, like I'm putting these Pokemon in here for no reason. I don't know. Devil's advocate, is it not better to have Pokemon that are actually a challenge rather than just a challenge is fine
fodder?
A challenge is fine, but that's what I'm saying is like Raticate, for example, had Super Fang and would like fuck you up, and you had to prepare for that. But this, it's not a challenge. They just elongate how long it takes you to do the battle. You know what I mean? Like
isn't that inherently a challenge?
No, because
when all Pokemon is just turns.
Right,
and
but here's my thing.
So
if Emolga doesn't kill my Pokemon and just sits there and spams double team the whole time, and then I can't not be paralyzed because every time I attack him I get paralyzed again, I can't attack, and every chance I get to attack is now increasingly, but he doesn't attack me. So it's not that it's
that in itself is just poor AI. That's just infuriating, but that's not exclusive to this one.
I did disagree.
That happens in a lot of, but like the double team spam, that happens in a lot.
Sure, but you can hit it before it does the double team spam. It does. There's not a Pokemon that confuses you and then paralyzes you and then puts you to sleep and then double team spams.
Yeah, well, like not all of that can happen.
But it does.
Like, you can't be paralyzed.
Well, I mean, I'm not in a row, but
no,
like it's
I know.
one or the other, right? It's like the
Patrat
dude.
I hear what you're saying.
Confusion and then put me to sleep and then double team spammed. Emolga,
I hear
paralyzation, double team spam. It's like it's poor AI, sure, but then why did you give
put little smiles up front? By the way, we'll train up little smiles.
All right.
Yeah, but
it's definitely a big blockade for me enjoying this game as much as I could, because I do enjoy this game, but like I feel like they put in shit where it's like the game just wasn't challenging enough as it is, so they had to put in the same two things throughout the entire game, because they didn't create challenging Pokemon other than those two.
I think that once we get farther into the game, you'll start seeing... I know you'll start seeing them less and less. And even as we fight more trainers, you'll start to see like less and less of them.
Sure, but we're over halfway through the game.
And not quite. Not quite.
Okay, if 5 badges
we've got
is
more
not
than
over halfway.
We're like... I'd say we're real close
to halfway.
By the way,
also there's nothing I can do.
No, this is not like we save it for trainer battles because Nightshade, I'm pretty sure, does damage based on levels, so it's not actually going to do any damage.
Okay.
Maybe we are over halfway. Maybe you're right of it.
I just assume based on badges.
Yeah. No, there's a ton of stuff that happens after the 8th badge. So I'd say we're probably like 55%. We're not going to do any of the post-game stuff, right?
We could. Like, I don't... It depends on what it is.
It's not much. The only thing that would be worth doing is we can catch super strong wild Pokemon. And... I don't want to say it because it's a spoiler.
I don't worry about it.
Fuck it, I'll say it. So, give that rare candy to Little Smiles. At the end of the game, you don't beat the champion.
Okay.
So something else happens.
Oh, okay.
So you can go back and fight the Pokemon League again with their like level 70 Pokemon, and then fight the champion. Is that Hex? Yeah, let's get rid of Nightshade. Or yeah. So we can, if we want, like when we're done with the story, the Pokemon will all be like level 52, 53, ideally. We can go through the post game, fight a bunch of trainers, add some new Pokemon to the team if we really want to, because we can catch like hundreds of different Pokemon now, like that are old Pokemon. And we can go through all that, but there's no like plot of any kind. That's just run around, see some stuff that's kind of cool, but doesn't really add anything. And then eventually get our Pokemon strong enough so that we can beat champion. Or we can do what I usually do and say, story was good enough, I'm done.
Right.
I've done the post game once, and like usually unless there's something I actually want to do, I don't find it that interesting. I actually enjoyed what I did, but probably would not do it again. It's up to you. Like we can do, I will not be upset one way or the other.
We'll see when we get there. I'm not quite sure, but man. Okay, so I'm gonna make one final point about the thing I was talking about. So it just feels off balance that Chargestone Cave to me was a pain in the ass because there were so many Patrat dudes, but then N was like the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Like that feels like that it should be the opposite, right? It feels like N should be the challenge, and then the rest of it is just slowly building up to that point. But instead it's like...
But there's also... part of that could be because of the team you've built.
I mean, sure, but this game only has like a select few Pokemon, to be honest. Like it only has so many of each type. Like you can build a slightly different team, but there's not really much else.
Yeah. Use a Hex on Masharna. It's super effective.
I would, but I'm asleep.
Oh, well.
That happened as soon as you said it.
I hate when candles fall asleep. Yeah, I don't want to say I disagree with what you're saying, but I also don't want to say I agree. But I just can't really put what I'm trying to say into words.
Fuck.
But I think you will get back to having fun, because you were having a lot of fun earlier.
No, I was. But that's the thing, is like I do have a lot of fun, and then they throw that stuff in there for what reason?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, well, I guess I'm switching Pokemon.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you gotta do it.
Hardly damage this lad.
It's not the worst idea to, Oh, you know what? We should
back with Hypnosis, are we?
Yeah.
See, I think that's bad. And I will say that this is this is not exclusive to this generation, but I think AI and Pokemon is just bad. You should not spam your status effect move every chance you get, and that's it. That's all you do. Like that's just poor game design, and they never fixed it over the course of however many years.
What was I just gonna say? Oh, what we should do is give Big Smiles the lucky egg, so that it'll get boosted experience points.
Yeah. Also, it's the little smiles. And big
did
sniffs.
I say Big Smiles?
Yeah, sure did.
Little smiles.
It's cool if he's doing big smiles, but...
Did we discuss... We discussed on a stream...
Jesus fuck! Just die! Just please!
Do you know what McCain's smiles are?
No.
Oh my god, they're so good. So, like... You know how you can buy, like, frozen french fries, you put them in the oven?
Sure.
And then you bake them?
Yeah.
Not bake them, you cook them?
Well, you
so,
bake
like... I guess so. But So a smile is like it's like a potato. I don't want to say it's a French fry because it's not. It's a little crispier than a French fry when it's cooked all the way. Sure, let's call it a wedge fry. And there's like a tiny little bit of seasoning on there. Not enough to be overpowering, but enough that you can taste it.
Okay.
And it's in the shape of a smile. And they're fucking delicious.
Would you...
It's like they're better than regular frozen fries.